Welcome to the Sleeping Beauty of France, Bordeaux, this beautiful grand city that's full of vintage flea markets, antique stores, thrift stores, and multiple town-wide garage sales. It's funny, the hallway and stairway up definitely looked like we were going into some artist garret, but here is some of his art. Isn't that cool? They look like lighted negatives, like photography negatives. But I just love, look at these windows, my gosh, the light in here, the floors, like it is really a cool apartment. I absolutely love it. And it's just like an artist's loft. It's really funky. Look at this. Thank goodness my bedroom that I'm gonna be sleeping in is not upstairs. I get the feeling that's my host's bedroom. There's this just like a little random sink in this hallway. And then you have to go downstairs into this funky, cute little kitchen. And there's some more art, collage art. And then this is my bedroom. And I kind of like that it's dark and cool in here. So it's late now, it's like 7 o'clock and I'm starving. So I'm gonna go explore the city a little bit and have something to eat. And I have to say, like, Toulouse was this super lively, loud, full of kids city. Very much a college town. But Bordeaux is very grand, like big, grand buildings. And it's supposed to be like an alternative to Paris. So it's supposed to have everything Paris has, but in a more manageable size. So I'm looking forward to exploring this gorgeous city. I feel surprisingly energetic today, which is great. I'm ready to walk. Right off the bat, I'm noticing that the city is impeccably clean. Toulouse, you know, it had a little bit of grittiness to it. Not to say it wasn't a great city, it certainly was. But this city is spotless. It's like a mini Notre Dame. It's gorgeous. It's been over a week since I've hit a good flea market because I landed in Toulouse in the middle of the week. but I am so happy. I was expecting to have a lot of like knockoff handbags and t-shirts, but this is a true flea market and I'm excited. So call me crazy, but I just took a tram and a bus to get to an actual French thrift store called Emmaus, E-M-M-A-U-S, I think is what it is. And I've seen these thrift stores, they're charity shops, on several YouTubers' videos. So this is supposed to be a big one. Who knows, maybe I'll get lucky. Are those kumquats? That's interesting. There it is. A-E-M-M. So I had a late morning today. It's Friday, and basically my feet hurt yesterday. So I decided to have a late morning and head out more towards the afternoon. So it's about 2 o'clock now. I had a great breakfast and I worked on a video, and now I'm gonna head off to another of those Emmaus thrift stores, which is in the center of the city, and from there I'm gonna go play tourist downtown, so I'll get some footage. Had I been at home, I totally would have grabbed those glasses as well as some of the brass items that were on this shelf. Okay, that was a good thrift store. And I bet a lot of the resellers hit that thrift store up often because it looks like they get some good stuff. I did buy a copper pot, and it is slightly heavy. It's in my backpack, and I may wind up leaving it behind because it is heavy. Just another empty church. Look how big this bookstore is. It's huge. It goes all the way down there. Again, I have to say, this is probably the most spotless city I've been in France so far. And it, again, is gorgeous. So I decided just to stick around my own neighborhood today. Even though the apartment I'm staying at is really awesome and gorgeous, it looks like a starving artist loft, which it's not, but it happens to be in a really bougie neighborhood called the Notre Dame neighborhood for the big Notre Dame church. And it's full of antique shops. So I walked to the end of the block and I'm gonna work my way back, and maybe it's gonna be a lot of window shopping, but you never know. I might find something I can't live without.
It was such a lovely way to spend the day. I had so much fun window shopping, and then I decided to stand in line in the most popular bakery I've seen yet and grab some pastries for home. But on the way home, I caught this impromptu concert. It was really sweet. It is early in the morning. I see the patisserie bakery shop is open, but otherwise it is quiet on a Sunday in Bordeaux. I'm getting ready to take the tram to where the vintage flea market is. The dealers have already been here and gone. Anyways, people are still setting up, which is perfect. I took the train and walked like half a mile, but I made it, and this is awesome. It's supposed to be like 400 people here. I'm excited. I've been wanting to get to this monument in person for days since I've been passing by it almost every single day as I get on the tram, because the tram runs right in front of it. It is really incredible. Like, I don't know the story. I need to look it up, but there's these like sea horses that have like dragon tails and like dragon feet, and it looks like the Justice of Liberty, and the big shell, and all kinds of cupids and men, and anyways, it's pretty amazing. This is the center of the city, and right in the center is the Intercontinental Grand Hotel de Bordeaux. And could you imagine just staying here? It's probably very luxe on the inside. Beautiful. And it happens to be right across from the Opera House. So I'm on Rue St. Catherine, which is a mecca for shoppers. It's basically this gigantic outdoor mall. It's the longest pedestrian-only shopping street in France. And it's got every kind of store you could possibly think of, but tons and tons of shoe stores. And I can see why. You wear your shoes out super quick here. Honestly, I prefer a much quieter street and some vintage flea markets. I feel like there should be a fairy princess at the very top of this tiny castle, and you can actually climb to the very top, so that's pretty cool. So I've arrived in the little town of Arcachon. So far I like it. It's bright, it's super sunny, it's not overly hot, and honestly my stay here has been much cooler than it was in Provence. And I'm gonna head to this hotel that I researched called La Maritime, I think, and I may just spend the night. I mean, honestly, I haven't paid for one hotel night or Airbnb, so it would be nice to indulge. Then I don't have to rush back. I can go to the beach, hang out, read my book. It'll be good. Dead end and I don't know what to do, and I have to say that no matter where I've gone in the world, there's always been somebody who has been willing to help me find my way, and it always touches my heart that people go out of their way to be so helpful to travelers like myself who don't speak the language and that don't know the area. And I don't think I would be comfortable traveling the way I do if it wasn't for those kind-hearted souls. So I'm on my way to a little town called Saint-Emilion. It's a UNESCO heritage site, and the train stopped at a town right before it, and I was trying to figure out how to get to this little town, and I was pretty much throwing up my hands because I couldn't figure it out, and this really kind soul helped me work it out, helped me figure out where the bus was to take, and walk me over there. So, you know, I'm always so thankful for those kind souls. Well, I'm in another beautiful little village, another little medieval town. This one is in the heart of wine country, and although I don't drink wine, it is beautiful to be here and to look at all the vineyards. There's all kinds of chateaus that you can visit where they do wine tastings and tours. And of course, lots of history. This is a very, very old town. So are these made here in Saint-Emilion? Yeah, sweet. Okay. Merci. So I got chocolate, vanilla, lemon, and strawberry. They're so pretty. The vanilla is really good. I like the chocolate too.
I don't even know where to start since I bought so much stuff here, but let's start with this piece of art. I really just love it. It has kind of this modern feel to it. The colors just pop. And what's really interesting, it's signed Van Gogh in the back. Right off the bat, when I got into Bordeaux, I hit that vintage flea market, and from one seller, I bought a ton of stuff. So I got all of these. So each one of these opens up, and inside are little miniature postcards. You've probably seen these because they were pretty popular back in the day. This, I don't even know what town this was. Maybe it was Bordeaux because that bridge looked familiar. But anyways, these are like brand new. But what I really loved about it was the font on the packaging. So, you know, these I find at home every once in a while. I paid up for these, but she did give me a package deal. So I got this one and this one and this one from Torino. And this says Mont Saint Michel, so that must be the church. This is a beautiful this is beautiful packaging on this one. And then I also got this one. I would have to go back and look at the footage, but I think I also bought this one that day. But it's this gorgeous Jesus Christ on this marble backing, marble base, and then this is for holy water. I've never seen that in the States before, so that's really interesting. You would probably put it at the front of a house to kind of like bless yourself as you come in or out, right? I also got these beautiful, beautiful fauna pencil drawings, kind of like Audubon drawings. Absolutely gorgeous. And this was from that vintage flea market I got up super early to go to. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. A kitty cat, a house cat, and then a wild cat. And then these like wild goats, elephant and a camel. Anyways, they're really gorgeous. They're old, and I don't know. I think I'll probably look for frames for them. I think that would be the best way to display them in the store. At that very first vintage flea market, I got a pile of keychains, and I've seen these before and I just absolutely love them. I hadn't picked them up before because I don't know how they're gonna clean up because they're wrapped in like acrylic, but I love the advertising on them. The advertising is so cool. I'll probably charge maybe like I don't know, maybe $6 to $8 a piece. I got a ton of them. This says Paris on it, and it's an advertising from the 60s. And that's the other thing I loved. I loved that they were like very vintage. Just goes on and on. I got a pile at that vintage flea market, or actually it was just a flea market. It wasn't even a vintage flea market. And then I got a bunch from that town-wide garage sale. I had to take a bus and a train to get to. Stella. Super cool. Love these. I love this. It's this green marble cross with this cloisonné cross and your little font to put holy water, and then it has a little hanger on the back. I also got 3 pieces of Florentine, even though I'm not in Italy, but I got these. This one is a house blessing in French. And I just thought it was so unusual. I've never seen something like this back at home. And then I got this one, and this one is another one that's a house blessing in French. And then I got this one, which is the Madonna in a blue robe with angels down below her. So it must be a famous painting. I actually was so excited to go to those thrift stores, and I did find some stuff. So I was really happy with that. So right off the bat, I found this really cool sewing kit, very old. It's all lined in satin on the inside, spools for thread. There's your antique needles. So it has this antique needle. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's really cool. It actually has a design on it. And of course, you get this gorgeous little brass thimble that also has a design on it. And that's where you can store additional little accoutrements as well as there. And you close it up and it seals. And so this is like a little traveling sewing kit. At that thrift store, I also found this. So it's a little tiny scale. It's very old, and it says GMAS on it. I don't know what that is. But there was this lady there, and in French, she was telling me that you put like a little plate here, and it was to weigh letters for the mailbox, right? For postage. Also at that thrift store, I was thinking of leaving this behind, is this copper pot. I couldn't resist, but it is definitely hefty. I have to stand up to show you these, but I got these monogrammed linen, and these are different. These are not the dowry sheets. These are extremely long. Are they bolsters? I mean, that's what they seem like to me, but they're very, very long and very skinny. So it could be a table runner too. But if you sewed each end, you could turn these into bolsters. I went to that antique store. I went to several antique stores, but I only bought stuff at the one because I thought he was actually very reasonably priced, and I love that warehouse look. I mean, I loved all the like retro 1950s, 60s look in there, but this is what I found there. I found these really cool tins. I paid €3 for one and €2 for the other, and I'll probably put maybe like 20 a piece on these. And then I found this really tiny one that's so cute. I may keep that because I love that it's pink and that it's tiny. And then I absolutely love these. I picked up 15 of these. So these are house numbers. And they are so cool. I was hoping he was gonna give me a discount if I bought a ton of them, but he didn't. But I absolutely love them. And they're very, very old. You can see the back. And they have a little hole so you can hang them. I think I also got this at that thrift store, the Madonna, but I love it because it's signed Andre 1968, and it's got his signature. So I think it's so cool. It has this kind of modernistic look to it. So I just love it. It's glass. I have to wrap it really carefully, and typically I would not have bought it. I paid €5, but it's really all about the effort of like taking it home. I bought 3 snuff boxes. I actually used my translator with this lady because I'm like, I needed to know what these were. But this one has like this metal around it, and it's got this clover leaf, and she told me via translator that it was for snuff. So absolutely think that's fabulous. I also got this one. This one's really old. And then this little tiny one. And they're all made of wood. From that same guy, I bought this really cool oil can. I think it's amazing. I also got another set of these amazing wooden rosary beads. I love these. These are very particular to France because I've never seen any other ones like these. But again, they're the carved beads, and then you have this heart, and then you have a cross at the end. Just really fabulous. I almost let these go, except I thought I could use them for storage, like to put stuff that I'm packing in them. So I got the sucre, which is sugar, and the coffee. So in these beautiful tins. Absolutely love them. Don't know how old they are, but wouldn't they be amazing in a country kitchen or a retro kitchen because of the checkers? From the one seller that I got the temperature gauge, I also got these pieces of architectural salvage. I had been looking at these, and then somebody came up and she was asking about them, and he was going on and on. I wish I could understand what he was saying, but she finally walked away and I went right over there, and I'm like, I want those. They are old, you can see, but aren't they just the coolest? And so I got all 3 for €10. You know, I may sell them together, I may sell them separately, we shall see. I absolutely love this. It's a bread sign, and wouldn't that just be amazing in a kitchen? I just think it is the coolest thing. It has shafts of wheat on each side, and the font, it almost has kind of like this Art Deco font. Well, that's a wrap from France. And so if you get a chance to get out and do some thrifting, I hope the thrifting gods are with you and you find some fabulous stuff. And otherwise, I will see you at home next week.